Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Slay the Princess. Lots of flickering images, so keep that in mind. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Things are just a little too quiet. Well, I was gonna say I didn't think I played it before. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Interesting.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, so we have to kill a princess. Oh god, there's a lot of options. Do I get a reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Fair enough, okay. I want to know what my incentives are.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Yeah. Viva la revolution!
Spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
The fuck is voice of the hero?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Is that my inner monologue? Okay. Cabin we go.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Is that right?
The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, well. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Wait, why didn't I bring my own blade if I was going to be trying to... If I was here to kill somebody, why wouldn't I have my weapon already with me? Kind of weird that it would be, like, right outside the basement door.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries
I don't like how you're trying to manipulate me, narrator.
Who's there?
Okay, why do you have to sound so menacing?
Dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Yeah, is it, or am I about to get killed? Huh. Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I don't like your attitude. Yep, I'm just gonna go forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I'm not here to answer
I'm
questions.
probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
You're like 100 pounds. I'm
So,
pretty sure I can
you should
take you.
just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I mean, yeah, hey, the title card.
You lunge forward without a
Oh my
moment's
god, he looks so
hesitation.
scared.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking
Fuck's up with
deep
my
into
armor?
her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder.
Oh, what are we
Do
wondering?
you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Why did your text
It's
change
not
color?
she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I mean, she was just lying about dying, right? So, yeah, she's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
She dead
With your
dead.
work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Wibble wobble.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
I mean, we
You
just
did
murdered
kill
a
someone.
girl.
Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Hey, yeah.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved
Okay.
from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be
Bro,
happy.
we're in the middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah, see? That's bullshit.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. I'm sorry you don't like your reward, but maybe you'll learn
This
to
is
appreciate
my
it in
reward.
time. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Yeah, but what? Why? Why would it
Time
be good for
passes.
anyone?
You can't be sure if it's days or months or
Let's
years
not
or
need to
even
drink or eat.
decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst.
This isn't happy.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Happy, we're happy.
I
Do
do, but you're probably not going to like it.
we have to
The
suicide?
blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out.
I mean, I'm
Do you
like,
hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you hear?
what's wonderful
There's more
about it,
for us
bro?
to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
I get it. I have to end myself to get out of this, right? Uh, we're happy. This is a perfect place. There's nothing to do.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough
You
reward for
made it?
saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and
Oh,
bones,
man.
though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself,
Damn,
and
I
you
got some
die.
talons.
The end. Nice knowing you.
Alright, narrator, why do you gotta be so rude about it? Chapter 2, The Spectre.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end
What?
of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end
Okay,
of the world.
but if I do, I go into fucking Nowhereistan. Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
No, I kinda wanna... No.
That's fine.
What the hell?
It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
You know what? That's a good point.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I did, though.
Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you.
We didn't listen to him all the way
And
through.
I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
Don't
If you're
mock
asking
me.
that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
They didn't, really. I'm back here, though.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
See? I get it.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
Good
Just
idea.
stay focused, will you?
Hell, you got nervous. Should we...
Oh, do you think there's something else out there? All right. Let's see what we can find. It's bound to be more interesting than doing the same thing over again. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope.
Fine. I suppose suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this
You're
path
twisting my story.
also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. Oh, how quaint. He really wants us to go in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
What's going on? Where are we?
Oh, man. My vision's
I don't
getting
know.
messed up.
But it feels like home.
Brother, we are dying. Okay. I should probably be reading this out loud. There is a distant rumbling. Okay, what the fuck? Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. It's a lot of hands. Resistance. Fingers drag, crawls across the glass surface of your supply. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside. I need something shaped like me. Kind of curious. You have a story you need to finish. This is the only way for us to escape this place. Of course, pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Oh!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
The real Slate of Princes
And
starts
in the
here.
basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Skip ahead. Tab. Okay. Huh, okay. So it's the same thing around here. Let's just go.
You make your way up the short path to the
I mean, this is all the same so far.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine. The blade is your implement.
I'll take the blade.
You take the blade.
Got a
The door to
stabby
the
stab in my
basement
hand.
creaks open. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds, don't let it fool you.
We're just gonna go.
You're still listening to reason.
I'm gonna follow the narrator
You
through
walk
and
down
through,
the
I think,
stairs
this time.
and lock eyes with the princess. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to...
You step forward.
Oh? I'm probably chained... So, you should just...
She's unarmed.
Slaying the princess.
You lunge forward. You feel flesh.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? Do you actually believe...
It's like she's yes, but it's over. Is it over?
Oh, that okay. Huh. Of course not.
It's over. We should make sure. I really don't think you should. And why shouldn't we? I've told you everything that's happened with complete
Shit, I was skipping
accuracy.
ahead for no reason.
The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking.
Huh.
I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying
Oh,
alone
no
after
shit.
all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Okay.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
A shame, truly. Chapter 2, The Razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay.
I mean,
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and
I
that
did,
she
though.
didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
well,
If he
that's
doesn't
not
remember
true.
what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Voice of the Cold, where are you?
This whole thing's a crock of
What?
shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
I like that guy's voice.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
I was made for this job? Okay, alright, let's go this time.
A warning before you go any further.
Okay.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We'll see
You
about
couldn't
that.
be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Yeah, if you say so.
The interior of the cabin
What
is a
the
jagged mess
fuck?
of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This
The
isn't
blade
right.
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, something else isn't right, though.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Brother.
There's definitely a mirror.
Yeah, seriously.
There isn't.
Can
Dude.
you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
I care less about that and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us?
Maybe the narrator doesn't know there is a mirror.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Yeah, we're gonna see what the mirror's about.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous
I got
you
some
look.
claws.
But it was there a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Yeah, you and me both voiced cheated. Alright, well, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
But, okay, but we stabbed her, like, twice now.
The door to the basement
This isn't
creaks
good at
open,
all.
revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood.
That's not good at all.
And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
If you say so.
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
Could be her
That
chains.
sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Don't say.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final
What
step,
the
form of
fuck
the princess
is
comes
happening
into view,
here?
her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we?
Nope, her
She's
chain.
trying to
She's
trick
free
us,
of her
but
chains
she
for
can't
sure.
hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
I don't trust that.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here, right now? Both of us normal and unstabbed.
I didn't say we stabbed each other.
I do have to hand it to her, that's a very good question. And it's one with a simple answer. You haven't slain her yet. So how about you get moving? Last time, what are you talking about?
Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
She looks nervous.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here.
See?
We can't be the
She's
only
nervous.
ones that
Those
look
are nervous
correct at the
droplets.
start. Someone else has to remember, right?
Stab, 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 stab.
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach.
Nope.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her. She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck
I don't
in
want
her
to get
head.
into a sword fight.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
Exactly.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
But she is armed, brother.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
Yep.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
It's in between your butt
Look at
cheeks.
this. Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with.
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too. Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Well, one is practically zero.
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
You are so full of shit.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing
Yeah,
I
you're a
remembered
terrible
happening
liar.
didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
Yeah.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Again. Caught.
Aha.
Red-handed.
She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I don't know about that one, narrator.
That doesn't sound like me.
You have gone
How
crazy.
many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
As many times as it takes to exhaust
We're
all this
clearly
dialogue.
still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Yes.
You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way.
Nah.
No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Liar, liar. Bye.
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret.
It's in your butt cheeks.
Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little Birdface thinks he's so serious
Birdface?
coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a
What
sudden burst of movement, the princess
the
leaps towards
fuck?
you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do?
Barrel roll.
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion.
Oh, she's gonna cut her own
Then
arm off.
she
Oh,
slices
man.
through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace.
Well,
Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched.
yeah, the size of the blades here is a
You
big
keep
deal.
pace with her for
Oh,
a single
man.
brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense. She's much better at this than she was last time. Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Unfortunate. The arms race? Okay.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. What? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight. What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
Is it 3 now?
This is our third?
Yeah.
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
Oh, what a whiner.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
We need a bigger
That's
weapon.
right, we've got to be able to win eventually. And what if we never do? So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
Rude.
But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Okay, well, we are going to get back to this in the next episode. This is taking a really interesting turn. I wasn't sure about it at first, but this is pretty fun, actually. Some unique twists and turns and dialogues, and it's pretty well done for a narrative story. And arms race. Oh man, I hope that since we're warping stuff around now on our own, that we get to get like a machine gun or something. That'd be crazy. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in part 2.